I just bought a $4,500 round trip flight to Italy for only $500. In this video, I go over the exact way I was able to get an 88% discount on some primo tickets. These tickets are phenomenal Air France tickets from Boston to Naples and then from Florence to Boston. It's important to lay some groundwork on how this ultimately all played out, so that way you can utilize the same strategy to get massive discounts on travel for just yourself or whenever you buy tickets. First is understanding what points are. When you get a credit card, it will generally come with sign-up bonus or a welcome bonus. Credit card companies do this to incentivize you to pick their card over someone else's. You generally get these points through an if-then scenario. So if you spend $4,000 over the next 3 months, then you get paid 60,000 points. Tickets can be redeemed through a variety of channels and ways. Statement credits, cashback, gift cards, travel credits, these are all the different ways that you can redeem these actual points. Depending on the channel that you choose, depends on how far you can really stretch those points in value. Cashback, statement credits, and gift cards generally have a pretty low redeemable value, where 60,000 points might only get you 1 cent per point. So those 60,000 points would be worth about $600, which is a lot, but you can get way more for those 60,000 points. Through travel, you can generally get more value per point. And when I say travel, I'm talking about hotels and flights. So if you book through Chase, you might be able to get 1.25 cents per point. That would make those 60,000 points worth $750. But there are other ways to maximize these points to further incentivize and stretch out the value of them, making them worth up to $4,000 or 13 cents per point. And this is through transfer partners. Chase points are phenomenal because they hold a lot of value with other transfer partners. Applicable transfer partners vary based on the specific company that your points are held through. So whether it's through Amex, Chase, or Discover, whatever it may be, they might have different transfer partners. But through Chase, their points go a long way. So at this point in my learning, my first thought is that this is pretty cool, but how do you do this? How do you know what some applicable travel partners are to choose, how you can transfer the points to them, or whatever it may be? Well, we'll address this in a moment, exactly how to go through this process. But I just wanted to set the foundation in how this strategy works. Now we can go over what I did. So this strategy really goes back 3 months to when my fiance and I decided that we're going to Italy in August to look at our wedding venue. When we made this decision, I immediately thought, I wonder if I could get a credit card with a welcome bonus to help save some money on our flights and travel. This is where the Chase Sapphire Preferred came in. I saw it had a welcome bonus of 60,000 points, and if you spent $4,000 in the first 3 months, then you get those 60,000 points. This is really only about $1,300 a month, or $1,333 exactly, which is pretty feasible for my current budgeting and spending habits. So I spent the $4,000 and acquired the 60,000 points. That card costs $90 a year, which is cheap for the $4,000 I saved right off the bat with those flights. Now, this obviously made it worth it. That's about a 50x return on my $90 just in money saved. And not further mentioned, which I'll explain how the points break down, but I didn't even use all the points to get that $4,000. I still have points sitting in my account of that 60,000. When using points to purchase flights or hotels, it's crucial to do some research and figure out how to get those points to stretch as far as possible and give you the highest redeemable value. This involves researching each airline's website and assembling a list of the airlines that give you the flight you want and the least amount of points for that flight. You then pick the flight, select pay for with points, transfer your points, then boom, you're done. Now, obviously this is time consuming because you have to scour multiple websites, compare pricing of each website to get the most amount of money for your points. Transferring your points to the appropriate transfer partner, and then ultimately, obviously, booking the flight as well. With all these steps, it can be challenging and tedious to actually follow through with this approach. PointMe takes the tedious part out of this whole process and simplifies it. All you have to do is sign up for PointMe. I think it's like $12 a month, but you can cancel at any time. Enter your departing, final destination, and preferred seat type, and then select search. Immediately, PointMe searches hundreds of websites to find the best deals across all airlines to give you the highest value for your points. And it's important to note, this isn't a paid sponsor or anything like that. I literally just came across them and used them, and loved them so much that I wanted to make a video about it. So PointMe then gives you a step-by-step instruction on how to transfer the points to then book the flight. When you book a flight with PointMe, there's also taxes and fees just like any other system. So these cannot be paid for with points and must be paid for with cash. But this is still a great way to get 13 times more for your points versus the traditional method. And when I say the taxes and fees, that's where the $500 came from that I mentioned in the beginning in this video. That was just for taxes and fees. Points cover the rest of it. By leveraging credit card points and using tools like PointMe, you can significantly reduce your travel expenses. This strategy requires some upfront planning and obvious research, but the savings can be substantial to say the least. Stay tuned as I walk you through the detailed steps to replicate this for your next travel. Additionally, kind of a side note, you should always keep an eye out for special promotions or bonus point offers from credit card companies. And these promotions can amplify your points earning potential and help you reach travel goals even faster and save even more money above and beyond points used that I'm referencing, other than the point saving approach. So remember, the key to maximizing your points is flexibility and willing to do some research. So some key takeaways here are you should understand the points and bonuses. Familiarize yourself with how credit card points work, including the sign-up bonuses and welcome offers. You then also want to know the different ways to redeem points and which channels offer the best value. You want to maximize those points by utilizing transfer partners effectively. PointMe, like I said, simplifies everything. It is just for flights. There might be something else for hotels. This is a great way to save some money on flights. You also want to do your research, spend time comparing different airlines and options to get the most value for your points. When you go to PointMe and put in your preferred departure location, arrival location, and seats, it's going to give you a whole variety of options. So do basically like a cost benefit analysis of sorts, figure out what's going to be the best use of those points. You then also want to use tools like PointMe to simplify the process and find the best deals. Finally, you should stay informed and keep up with the changes on airline partners and credit card promotions. That one's less important. Biggest thing is just really getting as many points as possible and maximizing the value of those points. By following these steps, you can make your dream trips way more affordable and enjoy luxurious travel experience without breaking the bank. So to start planning your next adventure and make the most of your credit card points. Drop a comment down below of some of the best deals that you've come across with points that you've actually booked. I'm excited to hear what you got. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and check out one of my other videos over here.